Sekuphinde kwabanjalo, we are back again this week's soccer betting news video. I'm your host Ayanda Vezi, and angudlali mahamba yedwa. With me is Mothoagae. How's it, brother?
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm all right. What am I saying? Thank you very much.
It's good to have you back on the show. Let's talk about transfer news.
Yeah.
A lot is happening in the transfer news within the PSL. Kaizer Chiefs, there's a saga there involving the coach, the talks, saying that the coach that they linked with, of which he's a former coach of Young Africans, Nabi, is saying he wants to bring his own technical team. What's happening there?
Well, look, from my understanding, okay, Chiefs is definitely serious about getting Nasreddine Nabi. Good on them because that's a quality coach.
Yeah.
And the fact that he insists on bringing his backroom staff, it's nothing new. There's nothing new about a coach demanding that his backroom staff joins him at a new club. He needs to settle. He needs to revert to what he always knows.
Yeah.
I also understand Kaizer Chiefs insisting that Atazwa and Umangete as part of that setup.
Yeah.
It's all about a compromise. You need a compromise. You don't want a toxic start to proceedings. Chiefs has gone long enough without winning. I'm not a Chiefs fan, as you might know, but they've been messing around long enough, and I think Chiefs needs to become relevant again on the South African landscape. So if compromise means that it helps Chiefs, then I believe both parties can come to an agreement.
Okay. There was a story that broke up early last season when Stuart left the club.
Yes.
And the story was saying, Stuart said there are things that he didn't like about Coach Atazwane. He used to do some things behind his back. Do you think maybe Coach Nabi is also maybe thinking about that, since he's saying he wants to bring his own technical stuff?
Without a shadow of a doubt that Nabi has done research on Kaizer Chiefs. You don't just go in blind into an environment, particularly the most supported team in the southern half of Africa. It's a consideration. You never know what has been discussed where. We don't want him to be spooked by such a revelation. If it's a revelation, the truth or an allegation, perhaps that's a consideration in Nabi's thinking. Nabi's thinking in hoping that he can bring his staff along. If that is the case, then so be it. What we want is something that helps the greater good. Kaizer Chiefs becoming a successful unit again. It's his right. It's his right, more or less.
So, how long do you think, or do you see these talks will take? Because it's been I think at the end of the season, after the after they played the CAF Confederations Cup final, Nabi was linked with them, with Kaizer Chiefs, and then he soon resigned from Young Africans. How do you think maybe these talks will?
It won't take long. I mean,
because pre-season will start very soon, and as a coach, you're coming into the club, you must start a pre-season. With your
exactly. Chiefs and Nabi are professional enough to understand that they need to sort out this matter now, as soon as possible. And pre-season, as you say, is a few days away. We can say weeks, but it's a few days away. I see the deal being inked within a week or so. Whether Chiefs gets its wish with Zwane being part of the setup or Nabi getting his way, it's going to be solved within a week.
Yeah, because we can say that Dylan Shepherd is out already because he will be doing his coaching badges in Ireland. So, which means Shepherd is out already. Still talking about the coach that is coming from Tanzania, which is Nabi. AmaZulu have signed Pablo Franco Martin. How do you know him? He's a former Real Madrid coach, assistant coach back in 2018.
This is a story that's been nearly 2 years in the making. I remember there was a fake news story allegedly by AmaZulu that they had signed him in early 2022. That was obviously a leak that came inside the club, but then something must have fallen through with discussions. They've clearly wanted him. They've clearly wanted him as part of the system. They've got their man. He's got a track record. His track record does not lie. There are no trophies, but at the same time, if the likes Abu like
Simba.
Yes.
He took Simba to the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederations Cup. They were eliminated by Orlando Pirates.
Yes. So the fact that they've insisted in signing him and getting him for for over a year now, it means that he is the right fit for the club. It's just about them making his job easy.
And even the chairman of AmaZulu, Mr. Sandile Zungu, said we want him to put us in the top 4. We want to be back there. And when they appointed Coach Ben McCarthy, that was the mandate. And he took them to second spot. And his ambition is also about CAF Confederations Cup and CAF Champions League. They have been there for the first time. So he's like, we also want to go back there. Do you think this is the right man for them to?
First, I have to say that I enjoy Chairman Zungu's ambition. This is ambition. AmaZulu should be the face of football in KwaZulu-Natal. The fact that they've been in a final in the last year, they've finished second a couple of seasons ago.
They participated in CAF for the first,
and they were a troublesome outfit. It's just that the squad depth was a problem. Coach Benny couldn't manage to unless they had a squad like Pirates or Sundowns, importantly. So I think they've got the right man. What AmaZulu needs or struggling for is consistency. They can make a splash. I mean, like I said, they've been to a final, they finished second. Now it's just a matter of maintaining those standards and the club itself giving Martin the resources and the support to target second and third. The league is below number 1 because league more or less belongs to Sundowns. It's very competitive. It's a very competitive league, and I don't see a problem with AmaZulu pushing Orlando Pirates because, I mean, they're the ones positioned to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns in the league.
Do you see AmaZulu like going for players from Sundowns, Orlando Pirates? Since now they've released like quite a number of players, so which means the coach must bring on his new players now. Do you think they will go maybe to approach some of the players from Orlando Pirates, your Mamelodi Sundowns, your Kaizer Chiefs?
First and foremost, I don't know what their budget is like. Obviously, you need to consider such things, but there are so many quality players on the bench at Sundowns. I mean, Sundowns can create 3 on the bench and in the stands and in the reserves. They've got players for days there. Perhaps they would need to look at things like who's a free agent, who they can afford with the transfer kitty. It makes sense. I mean, there are players who are out of favor at Pirates as well. So they've got players. I mean, we've seen teams commit suicide more or less by releasing players and not replacing well. Read Maritzburg United. Maritzburg United kept selling, but they were not replacing with quality players. So we don't want, AmaZulu's already dodged relegation. They were in the relegation zone. We don't want that again. If they don't want that to happen and they want to see themselves challenging, then they've got no choice but to sign smartly. It's about smart acquisitions more than what is popular.
Let's move on to I think this is the biggest saga in the transfer window. In this current transfer window, Ranga Chivavero.
The hottest striker in the league currently.
He signed a pre-contract with Richards Bay. Marumo Gallants exercised their 1-year option. And then Orlando Pirates offered, according to reports, Marumo Gallants 9 million for him and Otladisa. Kaizer Chiefs, they into him and he's interested in Kaizer Chiefs. Young Africans are also looking at him. There is also another team from Saudi. What's happening there?
Okay, this is just somebody having all the aces. I think Marumo Gallants, but then has got all the aces, but Chivaviro himself, he's the man with the most options. It's impractical. It's impractical that a team that's going to the second division or the NFD can hold on to such a quality player. Marumo's going to let him go. They're just playing the highest bidder. Chivaviro himself said that the Pirates thing he's not happy with because they've got too many strikers.
Yeah, and he wants to be the first coach choice. He wants to be the first choice.
If I'm Pirates, I can get around that by saying, Mfethu, we are this close to challenging Mamelodi Sundowns. You know Pirates needs goals.
Yeah.
Pirates needs all the goals. They can sell it to them that you'll be playing in the MTN 8, you'll be playing in the Champions League, you'll be playing in the league, you'll be playing in the NBA, in the Nedbank Cup.
Yeah.
They can sell. Yeah. They can sell him coming to Pirates.
Yeah.
Kaizer Chiefs, on the other hand, it's Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, their recruitment has been dodgy in recent years. They're not signing well. He probably would walk into that starting lineup and bang in the goals. I mean, it's not that Chiefs doesn't create opportunities. Chiefs creates opportunities. It's just a matter of a striker who scored 17 goals in 30 games. That's impressive. That says a lot. He's a dangerous player. Kamo, you've got Saudi Arabia. That's also a bargaining chip. Saudi Arabia right now has just opened up the purse strings. They are buying anybody. He's 29. He's not getting any younger. If he sees those, I don't know what, those dinars in Saudi Arabia. So he is a man with options. Marumo Gallants will have to sell him. They've got no choice. It's just that now they need to make this as worthwhile as for them as it is for them economically before they go down.
Yeah. Okay, speaking about Chavaviro with Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs, they say Pule Mmodi, it's a done deal. He's gone to Kaizer Chiefs. He joined the team when they did the photo shoot of their new season yesterday on Tuesday. He joined them in Rosebank. They were doing a photo shoot. They'll be unveiling their new jersey. What do you think? Is that a good signing for Pule Mmodi joining Kaizer Chiefs? He's a 30.
How old is he now?
30. Yeah, he's been linked with Kaizer Chiefs, I think, for the last 3 past seasons. Yeah.
Those are the players, like I said, I have a big question mark over Chiefs acquisition, their strategy. The fact that you've been linked with the player for 3 years and you've still done nothing. Like I said, he's 30, he is approaching the winter of his career, but he comes with experience. Like I said, there's a difference between we make a mistake. We say somebody is old, and then we also say somebody's experienced. He's experienced and he has quality. Something that the club needs in every position on that pitch. And now, with the fact that they've got a good coach coming in, I don't know how much he's been involved in, because sometimes a coach also needs to be informed of what a team is bringing in and how he can work that. So Chiefs fans have got something to be excited about. I hope he succeeds. We want Chiefs to be competitive again. If Chiefs are strong, it helps our football on a grander scale.
Well said. Before we close, I want to ask you something. What happened last weekend, Saturday? Your prediction, you said Bafana Bafana will lose or draw.
Wow, you went there, didn't you? You just had to go there. But I can counter that by saying my heart desires Bafana Bafana beating Morocco. Not only did they beat, they outplayed the #1 team on the continent and one of the best teams on the planet. I was so impressed. Like I said, this was an opportunity for these guys to make a name for themselves. And like I said, that match was, it made world headlines. Actually, it was making headlines on BBC and Sky, and then that Morocco loses to unfancied Bafana Bafana in, it was more or less a dead rubber. But the way they chose a good side, and tactically they were outplayed by Bafana Bafana. The coach was outcoached. I just keep forgetting his name, the Morocco coach. He said that Hugo Broos outdid him. He accepted that the better team won. And I can only hope that Bafana Bafana, this is not a flash in the pan. You remember when we beat Spain 10 years ago? And then all of a sudden fell off. It's something that Bafana Bafana should be building on. They have learned something. I think more or less we've figured out what the starting 11 should be moving forward, and all those other players that I mentioned who are on the outside looking in, they understand that now they've got a job on their hands breaking in, because now Hugo Broos has been extending the depth of this team. He's been deepening the depth of the outfit. But sorry, I'm rambling, but I'm just happy that I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm very glad. It's one of, it's a highlight. I can't remember a better Bafana Bafana win in the last 5 years. Okay, so do you think this is the build-up from here? Because Bafana Bafana, as you said before, they have this thing like of impressing us, and then after we're hyping them, and then
they go down?
I think, you can count the amount of times Bafana Bafana has lost under Hugo Broos on one hand. I think we've lost 2 or 3 times since he's taken over. One of them was France. I don't know, Morocco was the other. So we lose to good teams. We are not losing to bad teams anymore, which is what makes me very happy. This is a start. They've put teams on notice at AFCON, because now they won't be playing a lot of competitive fixtures between now and Ivory Coast. But it should be an opportunity for SAFA, because now SAFA has got the bargaining chip to tell quality outfits that we can actually take you on in a friendly, because some of these teams don't want to play a team they interpret to be weak. But now we've proven, we've taken Morocco to the cleaners. You can get high profile friendlies on the continent and abroad between now and February, when the AFCON begins.
Well, Keva, it's time for us to close. Please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed. Also follow our page on Twitter at SBN_ZA. On Facebook, we are Soccer Betting News. Until next time, we're out.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or news agent.